All right, I love a good versatile recipe. You know that recipe that goes with just about anything? Today, we're gonna make a curry with salmon, but you could also have it with chicken or just vegetables. Let's hop into it. Now, of course, we need to start by talking about our curry, which is known as a red curry. So you're gonna take 2 large garlic cloves, and we're looking for a fine mince here, and then you're gonna set this off to the side. Then take a knob of ginger, make sure it's plenty peeled, and we're looking for a 1/2 inch portion here in which we're gonna slice and then finely mince, and you can set this alongside with the garlic. Now let's talk about adding some spice to this curry. So I like to use bird eye Thai chilies, in which I'm taking 2 of the larger ones. We're gonna cut off the top and then push out some of those seeds. Then you can either thinly slice or you can mince these depending on how hot you want it. The more you slice and chop, the hotter this is going to be in the dish. Next, we're going to add some citrus to this dish. So we're going to take 1 large lemon and you're going to zest this, and then take 1 large lime as well and zest that. We only need the juice from this 1 lime. I like a lot of citrus in my curry, so I'm juicing the whole thing, but if you want a little bit less, just do half. So as mentioned earlier, this is a red curry, meaning we're going to use some red curry paste. We need about 1.5 tablespoons. Now your secret weapon is fish sauce. This stuff is so good, and go with 1 tablespoon. Finally, grab a can of full fat coconut milk and make sure to skip the stuff in the refrigerated section. At this point, we can begin making our rice. Now for curry, I like to use basmati rice, and I go a little bit against the grain. I like to salt my water, and I don't like to wash my rice either. We're gonna cover this thing and cook for about 15 minutes. For protein, you can really use anything you want here. Now I think salmon is pretty good, so we're gonna take a pound fillet, we're gonna trim it up a little bit, pat it dry, and then we're gonna cut this into 2 separate pieces. For seasoning, we're going quite simple here. We're just going kosher salt and black pepper, and then another ingredient I think is really good on this is some mushroom powder. So I like to add that to the flesh side of the salmon. If you're leaving the skin on the salmon like I am, we're gonna season this just with kosher salt. Luckily for cooking, this is all done in one pan. So take a large pan over medium-high heat, add some olive oil, and then add in our salmon skin side down. Now you're gonna cook this for about 3 minutes until it's nice, golden, and crispy. You're gonna flip and then cook for another 2 to 3 minutes. I tend to like my salmon medium rare, and once done, you can remove the salmon and just put on a separate tray while we make the curry. Let the pan cool for a minute and then remove some of the oil and add in our red Thai chilies, garlic, and ginger, and then stir around and cook for about 30 to 45 seconds. Then add 1 tablespoon of light brown sugar, crush that, and cook for about 30 seconds. Then we're gonna add in our red curry paste, and we're gonna stir and cook for about a minute or 2 to get rid of some of that raw curry flavor. Next, add in our fish sauce and give it a stir and cook for about 30 seconds, and then take that whole can of coconut milk and add that into the pan. Don't worry if it's a little bit thick. The pan is going to warm it up and help it blend. Bring this mixture to a simmer, and then we're going to simmer for about 3 to 4 minutes until it gets nice and thick, at which point you're going to kill the heat and then add in our lime juice along with our citrus zest and give it a good stir. For plating, one of these bowl plate combo things is an absolute must for this curry. I like to start with some rice around the center, and then I like to add some of that curry all around the rice. Finally, add your seared salmon or your protein on top of the rice, and for garnish, I like to add just a little bit of extra cilantro, and you're done. If you guys like the video, please like and subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one.